The United States is considering a new round of tariffs targeting dozens of trading partners, including Pakistan and India, in a move that could reshape trade flows and add fresh pressure on export-driven economies. The Office of the United States Trade Representative has proposed duties ranging from 10 to 12% on imports from 60 economies, arguing that these countries have failed to adequately prevent the import of goods produced through forced labor. The proposal will now go through a public consultation process before any final decision is made. According to the US filing, Pakistan is among 6 economies accused of failing to effectively enforce bans on imports linked to forced labor. India, meanwhile, is part of a larger group of countries that Washington says failed to impose and enforce sufficient restrictions. Other economies named in the proposal include China, Vietnam, Taiwan, the United Kingdom, Canada, Mexico, and the European Union. If approved, imports from Pakistan would face an additional 10% tariff under the proposed framework. The move comes as the Trump administration looks for alternative trade measures after legal challenges weakened parts of its broader tariff strategy earlier this year. US Trade Representative Jameson Greer said countries that fail to address forced labor create an uneven playing field for American workers and businesses. He argued that Washington could no longer tolerate trade practices that indirectly encourage forced labor in global supply chains. While the proposal could affect a wide range of imports, several exemptions have already been outlined. Certain agricultural products, including coffee, beef, fruits and nuts, would be excluded. Goods treated under existing North American trade agreements would also remain exempt. For countries like Pakistan, however, the proposal raises questions about the future competitiveness of exports in the US market, particularly at a time when global trade faces growing uncertainty. The proposed tariffs are not yet final. The US government has invited public comments until July 6th, after which hearings will be held before a final decision is announced. The announcement comes ahead of the expiry of a temporary 10% tariff regime introduced earlier this year, signaling that Washington may be preparing a new trade framework built around labor standards and supply chain scrutiny. For now, exporters and policymakers across Asia and beyond will be watching closely to see whether the proposal evolves into one of the Trump administration's most significant trade actions since returning to office.